What I'm going to talk about right now is a little kettlebell complex that includes the bent over row, the deadlift, and the goblet squat. I'm going to show you all three of those exercises from a side profile so that I can give you a better understanding of the relationship between your knees, your hips, your spine, and your shoulders. This is going to give you a better understanding of how to position yourself in doing the sequence. And it's also going to give you a better understanding of your core control. So I'm going to turn 90 degrees to the camera. I'm going to stand with the kettlebell in between my heels, put a little bit of a bend in my knee, and I'm going to slide my hands down to my knees as I push my hips way back into space. You can see from here that I've got my knees, my hips, and my shoulders in a stack. And when I say in a stack, that means 1, 2, 3. Shoulders are higher than my hips are higher than my knees are right over the top of the bunny ears of my tennis shoes. Long arms from here, and I'm going to slide my hands down as I push my rear back a little bit further, and I'm going to reach in and grab hold of my kettlebell. When I grab hold of that kettlebell, I'm going to grip the handle like I'm trying to crush it, and I'm going to squeeze my shoulders back, push my chest up, and make my neck nice and long, tuck my chin, and pull that kettlebell right up to my zipper area. Little bit of a bend in my knee, big bend in my hip, and I push the kettlebell back in between my heels, keeping my chin tucked and my eyes on the space in front of my toes. I'm going to pull that kettlebell up to my zipper, and I'm going to push back into space with those hips on the way down. So you'll have noticed that my spine is nice and straight from my head through my hip, and then my hip stays above my knees as opposed to coming down into a squat. I'll show you that one in a minute. So from there, we're going to move into the bent over row. You're going to assume the same position at your hips and your knees with your shoulders back here. From there, I'm going to reach in, grab hold of that handle, and I'm going to pull the kettlebell slightly up off the floor, squeeze my shoulders back, and I'm going to pull the handle to my belly button. Put the kettlebell back in between my heels, and I'm going to go ahead and stand tall. From there, I'm moving into the goblet squat. Assume the same position to start. Grab hold of that bell, and you're going to pull it up high and put your hands underneath the horn. From there, I'm going to sit back into space and allow my elbows to come forward to my knees. That kettlebell will help to counter the weight shift as my hips go back. From there, I'm going to drive through my heels and pull the kettlebell back to my chest. I'm going to deadlift it back into position, and I'm through that short complex of exercises that included the deadlift, the bent over row, and the goblet squat.